Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So a couple of weeks ago, Errol Spence informed us through his social media account that he had to undergo cataract surgery. Now we know that it's not uncommon for those who experience a detached retina to at some point develop cataracts. As a matter of fact, it's actually quite common that it will happen. Cataracts will develop in that eye. Now, Spence went through the surgery, and based off of what we know in regards to cataract surgery, it takes at least 2 months to recover from it. And with Spence in his situation, considering that he's a boxer, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a bit longer. But not only that, Errol Spence would need to get back into training camp in order to fight. And I would expect that, considering the fact that he's been out for quite some time now, and the long layouts that preceded that he will probably want at least 10 to 12 weeks in order to train before he gets back into the ring. So what's interesting about all of this is that today, video surfaced of Errol Spence on Twitter training. That's right, training. Just 2 weeks ago, he was having cataract surgery. Now, when I think about this situation, one of two things must have occurred here. Actually, maybe it's one of three things. So let me start off with the first one because I'm actually eliminating that. And that's the reason why it didn't pop into my mind to begin with. And that is Errol Spence is lying about the cataract surgery. Now, I know that that is a popular theory amongst Terrence Crawford fans, that he is just using this as an excuse. And I can understand that position considering he said that he couldn't see jabs and hooks. However, I would remind you that Errol Spence, number one, if he does have cataracts, he would have developed it over many months ago. I mean, I believe the cataract surgery was back in, the detached retina was back maybe in 2019, I believe it was. So more than likely that cataract has developed since then. Now, we had Greg Hackett on the show here recently. He actually mentioned that there are definitely ways to get through a pre-fight examination with cataracts. You got a lot of money on the line. And the only thing that's standing in the way of that money being made is a pre-fight examination and a doctor. And of course, they can be swayed to maybe change their position or look the other way. So definitely, there's opportunities for Errol Spence to have fought with cataracts. But not only that, why would the man lie about cataracts? I mean, think about it. Errol, although he hasn't been on social media a lot, definitely has seen everything that's out there. So there are a number of things he could have grabbed onto. I'm talking about weight drain. I'm talking about altitude sickness, rib injury. There are a number of things that he could have mentioned outside of cataracts. And he actually did mention the rib injury. So why lie about cataracts? Really doesn't make sense. Now, going into the other two things that I think it could be. Number one, the cataract surgery didn't actually happen a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago. Maybe it happened a couple of months ago and he's just now making it public record. I have no idea. You would think that he would have posted it at the time in which it occurred, but who knows, man? Sometimes you like to play mind games and put different things out there. If you're somebody like Errol Spence and you're trying to gain a competitive advantage, who knows? Or it could be a situation where that training video is not as new as we think it is. Now, judging off of the hairstyle, because Errol's hair appears to be in twist in this training video, it would make me believe that the video is recent because Errol had, the fro, and then here recently we saw some other video of Errol out and about and he had twist in his head. So it would make me believe that this is something that's relatively recent, but is it possible that this was some training that he did before the eye injury? I mean, it's possible, but I just don't know why it will post now. So let's talk about it. Is Errol Spence back in training? I don't know. It's It's an interesting situation here. I'm starting to wonder if Errol is trying to keep us guessing, because none of this, from a timeline perspective, really makes any sense to me. And I'm looking at the cataracts picture, and he has on a cap in this picture, so it's hard for me to know. He has on a gold cap, so it's hard for me to know, quite honestly, if he had the twist in this or he didn't have the twist in this. But in this training video, he absolutely had the twist in his head, and I think I saw recently something where he was on a beach where he had the twist in his head too. And that was maybe a month or so ago. So it's possible that this is a video he's training, but it's kind of in between the cataract surgery, and it just got posted today. But this had to be video coming from Spence, so I don't know. I would hope, honestly, that this is recent video and that the cataract surgery was from a while ago. And here's why I say that. The one thing that I questioned when I heard that Spence had cataract surgery was, why now? Why would you have cataract surgery and you're now in January, instead of, hey, you had a tough fight, go take a little bit of vacation, relax, and, come back after that and then have the cataract surgery. You give yourself, the fight was what, July 29th? So let's say September 29th, that's a 2-month break. October, you go have cataract surgery. And then that would explain why the fight was not going to materialize in Q4. It would all line up and make sense. But why wait until January of 2024 to have that cataract surgery? That is the part that I have not been able to wrap my mind around. And it would make sense that he actually had the cataract surgery earlier, and that, that's the reason, he didn't wait as long as what I thought. But it's hard to say, man. Errol has been kind of covert here lately, hasn't been as active online. So it's really hard to know and put a time stamp on some of the things that he's doing and some of the activities. And maybe he's doing that on purpose. Maybe Errol is playing these mind games and really preparing himself for the opportunity to face Terrence Crawford. Now, it may be mind games to us. Certainly it couldn't be to Terrence Crawford, because if they are truly going to have a fight anytime in the near future, Terrence Crawford has to be informed of that. So anything that's coming out right now, Terrence will be able to line that up from a timeline perspective and be able to tell whether or not this is something that is real or something that had occurred some months ago. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what develops over the next couple of weeks, to see if we see Errol active on social media and seeing him doing things like training or posting videos where he's training, running, or sparring, hitting the mitts, anything. Because quite frankly, if he had cataract surgery just 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, then certainly he wouldn't have the ability to do that at this time because of trauma to the eye. I don't think he'd be able to do those things. So you guys tell me what you think about this video that just recently surfaced. Is it a situation where Errol Spence is back in training and maybe the cataract surgery was old and we were going to get the rematch earlier than anticipated? You guys let me know. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and I am out.